Welcome back. Today we're taking a look at the top 10 special effects and makeup in horror movies. 10. It, 2017, Pennywise the Clown.
Where you going, Ed? If you lived here, you'd be home by now.
The 2017 adaptation of Stephen King's It introduced a new generation to Pennywise the Dancing Clown, played by Bill Skarsgård. Pennywise's makeup design, created by Tom Woodruff Jr., strikes a balance between traditional clown elements and something far more sinister. Skarsgård's portrayal, enhanced by subtle CGI and practical effects, features an unnerving grin, bulging eyes, and makeup that evokes both fear and a sense of malevolent fun. Pennywise's look in the 2017 film is deliberately unsettling, with his pale face, exaggerated red lips, and haunting gaze, making him a fresh horror icon for modern audiences. 9. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a low-budget horror masterpiece that revolutionized the slasher genre, and much of its terror comes from the chilling design of Leatherface. Gunnar Hansen's portrayal of Leatherface, with his mask made of human skin, is iconic, and the simple but highly effective makeup work, led by W.E. Barnes, gives the character a primal, unsettling quality. Leatherface's grotesque mask, combined with his lumbering movements and terrifying presence, creates an atmosphere of raw, visceral horror. The film's gritty aesthetic, enhanced by minimalistic yet impactful makeup, helped cement its status as one of the most influential horror films ever made. 8. Evil Dead 2, 1987, Deadites in stop motion. Sam Raimi's Evil Dead 2 is celebrated for its over-the-top practical effects and makeup, particularly in the portrayal of the Deadites, humans possessed by evil spirits. The makeup for the Deadites, designed by Tom Sullivan, is grotesque and exaggerated, with decaying, monstrous visages. What makes Evil Dead 2 stand out is its blend of practical effects with stop-motion animation, creating a surreal and often comically horrifying experience. The film's relentless creativity and willingness to push the boundaries of effects, from flying eyeballs to dismembered limbs, have earned it a cult following. 7. Pan's Labyrinth: The Pale Man and Fawn. Guillermo del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth is a dark fantasy that incorporates horror elements, most notably in its creature designs. The Pale Man, played by Doug Jones, is an unforgettable figure. His skin hangs loose, his body emaciated, and his eyes are embedded in his hands. The terrifying makeup design, created by David Marty and Montse Ribe, accentuates the monster's predatory nature as he gruesomely devours children. Similarly, the Fawn, a mystical creature also portrayed by Jones, is a blend of the ethereal and the grotesque, with his earthy, gnarled appearance reflecting Del Toro's fascination with nature and folklore. The practical effects and intricate makeup designs contribute to the film's haunting fairy tale atmosphere. 6. A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984, Freddy Krueger.
Rick, you little meatball. I love soul food.
Freddy Krueger, as portrayed by Robert Englund, is one of the most iconic figures in horror cinema, and his signature burned face is instantly recognizable. Makeup artist David B. Miller designed Freddy's disfigured look to reflect his backstory as a child killer who was burned alive by vengeful parents. The layers of charred skin and melted flesh, combined with Englund's performance, create a figure that is both horrifying and hypnotic. Freddy's appearance, enhanced by practical effects and lighting, played a huge role in making him a lasting horror icon. Unlike other slashers, Freddy's look was not just gruesome, but deeply symbolic of the nightmares he represents. 5. The Exorcist: Regan's Possession.
Well then, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Damien Karras.
And I'm the devil. Now kindly undo these straps.
If you're the devil, why not make the straps disappear?
That's much too vulgar display of power, Karras.
Dick Smith's groundbreaking work on The Exorcist redefined what makeup effects could achieve in horror. Linda Blair's portrayal of the possessed Regan required extreme physical transformations, from her rapidly deteriorating skin to the infamous 360-degree head turn. Smith used latex prosthetics to create lesions, scars, and cuts on Regan's body, along with a green pea soup-based vomit that became iconic. The demonic facial features and terrifying realism of the effects shocked audiences in 1973, leaving a lasting impact that helped The Exorcist become one of the scariest films of all time. Smith's ability to balance subtle and extreme transformations made Regan's possession disturbingly believable. 4. The Fly, Brundlefly transformation.
More human than I am alone.
No!
David Cronenberg's The Fly is a visceral body horror film that explores the tragic transformation of scientist Seth Brundle, played by Jeff Goldblum, after a teleportation experiment goes wrong. Over the course of the film, Brundle gradually mutates into a fly-human hybrid, with each stage of the transformation becoming more horrifying. Chris Wallace, who won an Academy Award for his work, designed the progressive breakdown of Brundle's body. His skin peels away, revealing insect-like features underneath. This transformation is both physically revolting and emotionally devastating, as Cronenberg uses the makeup effects to explore themes of decay, disease, and the fragility of human existence. 3. Hellraiser, 1987, The Cenobites. Clive Barker's Hellraiser introduced audiences to the Cenobites, grotesque beings from a hellish dimension who revel in sadomasochism and suffering. The most iconic of these creatures is Pinhead, with his face mutilated by a grid of nails protruding from his skull. The Cenobites' look, designed by Bob Keane, combined fetishistic elements with grotesque body modifications, hooks pulling at skin, exposed flesh, and leather bindings. The visual design and makeup effects gave life to Barker's philosophical exploration of pain and pleasure, making Hellraiser a landmark in body horror and a blueprint for future horror villains. 2. The Thing, 1982, The Creature Effects.
Clear!
Rob Bottin's effects work on John Carpenter's The Thing is a masterclass in alien body horror. The alien in the film is a shape-shifting organism that can imitate any living creature, leading to some of the most nightmarish transformations ever put to screen. The standout moments include the infamous defibrillator scene where a man's chest opens up to reveal a gaping maw full of teeth and the severed head growing spider legs. Bottin's use of animatronics, puppetry, and makeup pushed practical effects to their limits, creating a sense of terror and unpredictability that still holds up today. 1. An American Werewolf in London, transformation scene.
Help me!
Rick Baker's work on An American Werewolf in London remains legendary, winning the first-ever Academy Award for Best Makeup. The werewolf transformation scene, which occurs in full lighting with no cuts or obscuring shadows, set a new standard for practical effects. David Naughton's transformation into a wolf is both agonizing and mesmerizing, showing every bone crack, hair sprout, and skin stretching in real time. The combination of animatronics, prosthetics, and traditional makeup created an effect that was not just visually arresting but deeply unsettling as viewers witnessed a man's painful metamorphosis into a beast.